Hey everybody, Texas Trucker here, Lance's Performance Shop, LoneStarMopars.com. We are continuing on. We just took a look at the LED-based Summit drop light, which is pretty nice, a decent upgrade for us, but wanted to bring in some other things. Like I said, we're ordering. Why not? If you did not know, Summit does sell Klein. They often have the lowest price. It does ship direct from the manufacturer. That can be beneficial to you. I believe they typically come out of Iowa. Don't hold me to that, but I think so. Their envelopes are nasty. You want to make sure that you cut into them properly. You'll have all kinds of insulation all over the place. But we're going to be rewiring some stuff. We're going to be up under the dash. The drop light will be nice, but the issue with a drop light, it's so big, it's so bulky. Sometimes you need something concentrated. I've been using my cell phone for that for a lot. Problem is, I only have two hands. And that's where I'm hoping these will come in handy. So, we're going to get started with this little guy. This is the Klein Tools Tradesman Pro work light. The part number from Klein, 55437. If you're interested in the Summit part number where I picked it up, KLE 554037. Price on Summit is $924. Now, this matches the color scheme of the charger, which is nice for me. But it's round and it's got a magnet as well as a hook. Now, my thoughts were, and this might sound dumb to you, but you got to think I'm kind of leaning in on a specific application. Number one, I think I can stick this to the interior rockers or the back side of sort of like the dash frame in the charger when I'm doing the wiring in there. I think it's going to come out pretty good if everything goes according to plan. The hook, I'm not sure. I'm hoping the magnet can actually hold. I've tested it on the fender of the Duster. I think it will. But that will allow me basically to have a puck light that I can just sort of slide up and down, pinpointing the light. That was sort of my intentions anyway. But there's 3 AAA batteries. They are included. They typically are with Klein products. If we flip this around, trying to get that to where both of us can see it again. Brand new camera here. Haven't edited anything yet with it. And I might just read it to you. Swivel hook and magnet for hands-free use attaches to Tradesman Pro lighted tool bag. So that would be a selling point. Now, it is held in with a simple cable tie. So we're going to come in and get that out of here. Oh, I love that satisfying click. So, the hook recesses like that. That's actually a pretty cool profile shot. Very nice, very simple, very clean packaging from Klein. And if you're curious, where's the power switch? You sort of got these orange bumpers. You've got your switch right here, which is easy to locate. Now, the big selling point to me, number one, the hook is going to tuck in because, again, for what I have planned, I'm planning to use a magnet. That means the hook is not going to interfere. If it were to, say, protrude out a little bit, we would have issues with the magnet. That is not the case. And the cool thing, even though I'm going to use the magnet, if there's ever a situation where I want to use the hook, since it tucks away and I don't have to snap it off, we will always have access to it. But when we spin it around, this is probably what you care about. That is a lot of light in a concentrated area. There's no adjustment in brightness. It's literally on or off. If we spin it around and we shine it down, you can see what it does to the, everyone should be familiar with the color of the Omega Mopar M. It puts out a white light, as you would expect from an LED. And like I said, my plan is to have it fastened with the magnet. So if I'm wiring over here, I can stick it on the, basically kick panel area. We'll have the plastic panels out. We'll put it over here on the kick panel. We've got a nice beam of light. The back of the dash frame, the underside of the dash. That is my plan. The workbench here is actually magnetic. And, trying to see, there's really nowhere you can see but back there. It doesn't feel super, it didn't sound strong, but it did adhere very well to the table, so I'm excited about it. And like I said, I'm hoping it doesn't let me down. Now, that was $924. If you're not a fan of it, the downside here, I will admit, is that it is round. That could also be beneficial. More often than not, though, something like this would be better. This almost looks like an old cell phone, like in a cheap OtterBox type of a thing. But as you can see, it's just got 6 LED chips in it. This has dual brightness. You've got 1, 2 off, so basically bright, less bright, off. And the main thing with it is a clip light, but it's magnetic. Now, if you're going to set this somewhere, it has a penchant for falling over. It can roll. All the typical problems you'd have with being round. However, like I said, certain situations, this might be advantageous. This guy right here, Man, I am not used to having a big lens out front, if you can't tell. It is Klein Tools part number 56221. It is simply known as their clip light. It puts out 150 lumens. It's got a 6-hour battery life. It is weatherproof, and this thing can actually withstand a 10-foot drop. So if you are an electrician, if you're going up, maybe doing something at the top of your shop, in an attic, this is something that can take a fall. If you're working on diesel trucks or lifted vehicles, if you got this up there with you, it's going to probably survive. That's a big selling point. The magnets are on the clip. These are actually stronger than you would think. There's 2 modes, high and low, impact, weather resistant, durable, rubber overmold. So we'll come in here. You can see that adhere instantly. I mean, look at that. That's pretty impressive for, let's be honest, that slim line of a magnet. Typically when you see that, that means that shit's not going to stick to anything. It's going to slide off your refrigerator. All right. That's been my experience with the stuff anyway. But we will get that cable tie out, and we will simply slide this off. Once again, kudos to Klein for clean, easy packaging. I can't stress how nice that is. So the clip, you get the feel for it. It's not, I thought this was kind of like a rocker style where I would press here and it would clip up. That's not the case. If you're somebody that uses like a soft leather tool bag, something like that, duffel, tackle box style, this would work really well. Obviously the big drop design for both of these over our drop light. These are portable. If I want that in the back pocket of my jeans, I can do that. If I want to clip it to my belt, I can do that. Very versatile, super, super lightweight, and as you can see, it's going to actually impress you, I believe. The power button on this one, since it is impact resistant, it's tucked in a little bit better. It's actually right here. Again, very much akin to a cell phone. And that is our full brights. If I flip it around, once again, pure white light is emitted onto our little tabletop mat here. If we press the power button again, we scale it back. Honestly, I would assume most people would use full bright. However, if you were in a crunch, or if you found this was more than sufficient for what you were in need of, this would probably prolong the battery life. They don't give any statistics on that. But press the button again, and it's off. So, price point here from Summit, it was $19.99. This one's roughly half the price at $9.24. I believe they both have their place. This one's a little bit more simplistic, and this one is kind of a fancy little guy, let's be honest, for a portable work light. Slim profile. I'm actually a pretty big fan of it, and since so many of us use our phones all the time, this is an upgrade. It's not going to drain your phone battery. You can drain this battery. Speaking of batteries, I want to say this was AAA's as well. Yes. Doesn't actually spec it out. Let's see if we can get this to focus. I really need to find some way. Like I said, it'll take me some time to figure this out. It's a very fancy camera. Batteries are included. They look to be AAA's. So, other perk here, stock AAA batteries, they will work in both of these. So that's kind of what I expected, but you saw the channel locks. They actually adhered to that very well. So I love that one. It matches the color scheme of the charger. It's probably something, in all honesty, when I'm done wiring it, I will leave in the car. I think it's that good. It would fit in your console, your glove box. This guy might be more of like a keep it around the shop, keep it around the house, maybe even by your nightstand if the power goes out type of a deal. It's going to be, you know, easier to spot. But again, the orange and the black, they both go very well. Orange in particular, you're going to have high visibility in low light conditions, i.e. the power goes out, dark interiors in a car, so on and so forth. Pick both of these up from Summit Racing, $9.24, $19.99. You can pick them up from Klein if you got a local electrical store. The price might be a little bit higher than Summit, but hey, if you can get them local and save on freight, that's not a bad deal either. I think I'm going to like this one a whole lot, and believe it or not, for what I'm doing in the charger, I think this one will actually come in pretty handy. Will it blind me? Possibly. I think I'll be able to see what I'm doing. So I will leave it at that. I've got one more portable work light we're going to bring in, see what people think of that one, and then we'll kind of compare the three and probably throw in our old drop light and the new Summit LED one. So stay tuned for that. LoneStarMopars.com is the website. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook. We are on Instagram, and we've got some more very cool things coming for you. LoneStarMopars.com. I will catch you back here in the next one.